Out here on the Ohio River, it's water. I'm expecting to come up with the thunderstorms we had move through in this area. Quite a bit of creek flow coming out, so I have my bait staggered between the creek channel and the Ohio River. So I have a rod here, rod off the point in the middle of the channel, and I just heave-hoed that skipjack out into the middle of the channel there, a little bit further out. Mainly so far, there's a lot of small white bass and hybrid that are active right now. And of course, the one time I don't bring any marabou jigs or anything, they're here. So you'll notice on the middle rod, off and on, you'll see it just kind of tap, won't go down. Those are just small white bass pecking around that piece of shad. I expect there to be gar in here, but I haven't had any gar pickups yet, so we'll see what happens. Now, as the season gets going, these water levels drop a little bit. I'll be going live quite a bit from the kayak and my Jackson Big Rig, right upstream. I do like to anchor up and catch nice hybrid stripers and blue cats from the kayak. And then probably early April, mid-April or so, I'll start doing some tutorials on how to actually drift fish for flathead catfish here and some other spots on the river. As you guys can see, I'm waitered up. Yeah, the bad thing about fishing the big rivers like this is these banks with water popping high, going low, they're just absolute mud pits. Made the mistake coming down here to catch some buffalo and some white bass the other day in just my standard work boots up to my knee. So it's been pretty slow today. I was expecting it, but I was hoping with the influx of water that's coming down to the Louisville pool, I was expecting there to be some activity. but it's been pretty slow so far. Yep, metal rod. Has a little bit better thump. I'm not sure if that was a small channel cat, maybe small blue. The one interesting thing that I found with this stretch of river is the takedowns of the bigger hybrid stripers mimic a blue catfish just to the T. Sometimes in the kayak, they'll actually turn the kayak when they take the rod down. It's a whole lot of fun. Hopefully, something finally buries that rod. I've changed the bait on it a handful of times this morning already. So the 3 fishing rods I have out here today. Here on the left, I actually have a Warrior Cat Rod Heavy model. It's usually a rod that I take in the kayak when I want to get around some timber and try to pull some flatheads out. Middle rod is a Catch the Fever Medium Heavy. All around, one of my favorite rods. Pretty awesome. And then the rod there on the end is my heavy duty flathead rod. It was a custom rod made by a good friend. It's unbelievable. It is the actual Foulmouthed Fisherman rod that we talked about launching a few years ago, just never did. It's an absolute flathead killer. I'll get up and show you guys the bait that we're using here today. Well, what's left of it anyway, using fresh gizzard shad that I chamber sealed and skipjack herring. Bait isn't more than 2 weeks old. But like I said, they're not really moving too much today. I'm going to go ahead and throw out this Foley spoon, see if I can get one of those white bass to hit that I see flipping every now and then. Hey, how you doing, David? Well, the type of fish I'm catching today is nothing so far. Targeting early season blue cats here on this stretch of river. Almost always there's some small hybrid stripers and stuff around. This is actually a new location for me that I'm really just kind of poking around and messing with for the first time. But so far, nothing. Few small hits on the middle rod on shad head, few bumps on skipjack that really acted more like sauger because when I pulled it in, there's just some deep teeth grooves into the flesh of the fish. Appreciate you watching. Hopefully, we get some action here soon. It's an absolute mud pit down here, so I'm not exactly having too much fun. Let's go to the ear fisherman. Good luck this year. Hopefully, you catch a lot of big fish. Um, this doesn't get any better out here. You guys will probably see me go live from my sister's bass lake, and we'll try to see if we can catch a 5 or 6 pound largemouth. What am I using for bait? I'm using gizzard shad and skipjack herring today. I don't know if you can see it there. There's actually some gar starting to pop in between the two right rods. We I see some activity coming in. Use something white. Gizzard shad and the skipjack are white. The skipjack are more of a silver, have a shimmer. Fresh cut bait. This would be a location that around pre-spawn that with the rocks on the banks and everything, I'd come in here and drop some live white bass down around some of the structure and catch some flathead. Never been up to New York to fish, been there to visit. Have some friends in eastern PA that do pretty well out on the rivers. Bunker, squid, or shrimp. Yeah, those are pretty good baits. Mainly use squid and shrimp when I'm fishing saltwater. Um, Knock on wood here pretty soon. The squid run will start in the Panhandle down in Destin, and I always had a lot of fun catching those. But I'm actually going to hop off here for a little bit and go on my TikTok page and go live for a little bit. TikTok is the Foulmouthed Fisherman. Hopefully, we land some fish here soon. If not, I'm going to call it a day. Have a good day, David.